So ahimsa, first one is ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-injury. So himsa means ashastriya pranivado himsa. So that's what Sri Madhusudan Saraswati says. So ashastriya pranivado himsa. So killing of animals without scriptural sanction. Ashastriya. So without against the shastras. So killing of animals is himsa. So that again is of three kinds. That himsa is of three kinds. One is krita, karita, anumodita. Karita and anumodita. So that's one is according to as it is. One is committed by oneself, or it is caused to be committed, or to be the one that is assisted or abetted. So himsa is ashastriya pranivada. So killing of animals without scriptural sanctions, and that is done, that himsa is done with three methods. One is done by oneself, another one is caused to be done, caused to be committed, so that himsa is caused to be committed by oneself, and the third one is assisted for that himsa to be caused. So that injury to be caused. So this is the himsa. Again, we see in almost wherever there is dharma is mentioned, ahimsa comes as the first part. Okay, this is one of the common dharmas, applies to everybody. Ahimsa, satya, all these things applies to everybody. And then there is, based on ashrama and varna and things like that, there is specific dharmas, but ahimsa and things like that, they apply to everybody. We regularly hear ahimsa, paramo dharma, svvp prakirtida, and so on. So, for example, in Skanda Purana, it says ahimsa paramo dharma. So this is ahimsa is abstention from injury is the greatest dharma, and this is svvp prakirtida. So this has been glorified in all the Vedas, and especially Brahmanas Visheshana. So this is particularly, it concerns a Brahmana. So for a Brahmana, ahimsa is the supreme dharma, causing non-injury or abstention from injury is the greatest dharma for Brahmana, and that's the ahimsa is the glorified in all the Vedas, in all the Purana Shastras. Again, so the one who attacks non-violent timid beings, that person falls into Naraka and remains there until the pralaya of the entire universe. That means the Brahma's time. So that's what the Shastra says. The one who supports another one from fear to all the beings, gives protection, is mobile and immobile being, such a person enjoys pleasures in this world and also in the world after. Nasti Bhargasamo Devo, Nasti Ganga Samanadhi, Nasti Himsa Samam Papam, Nasti Dharmo Dayaparaha. So that's what Purana says. So there is no Deva like Shiva, there is no Nadi, river like Ganga, there is no Papa, sin like the one, like the violent injury to others, Himsa, and there is no greater virtue than compassion. So so those who are without compassion, who are deluded, ones worthy of Purana Vyasa, for example, says that those who are without compassion, who engage in himsa, they should be worthy of our pity, because those sarvadoshakaram mamsam muda swadanti enara. So he says that they are the foolish enough to relish, they enjoy the meat, the source of all the defects, because they create, through this himsa they kill and they enjoy that meat, and that meat is the source of all the defects. And those should be pitied, because we should be feeling sorry for that, because they are committing such a sin. We should be their condition there, because they are accumulating so many sins. We should be sorry for them. That means one should not do that. And also, normally we hear debate that meat eating gives strength and all those kind of things, health and things like that. In Skanda Purana, for example, it clearly it says that this debate comes there as well. There it said that it says that meat cannot be the cause of longevity, health, or strength. It is not true to the fact. Uh, Even meat eaters are found distressed due to illness, and they are also lean and weak meat eaters. So, and on the other hand, those who abstain from meat, they also seem to be in good health. They live long life, and more importantly, they avoid going to hell. They avoid going to naraka. So, the one who eats the meat of those living beings who actually want to live, so you kill them and eat them, such a person falls into the hideous naraka, and staying there, he is eaten by the very same animals. He will be eaten in that naraka. So, meat again, Vyasa says that the meat itself, it does not originate from grass or wood or stone. Only by killing something, one can get hold of the meat. That's why it should be avoided. The that's the main reason one should avoid, because it involves killing an animal which wishes to live, and you are killing another life. So even if one's limb is pricked by something, we immediately feel the pain. So think about the pain an animal goes through when it is being killed. So that's why one should view every animal as themselves, and just like that injury that animal might go through by that himsa of killing, that's why one should abstain from killing any animals, and all the animals should be protected with all one's strength, whatever one got. And the Puranas also mentions 8 type of Ghatakas, the killers. So Hanta, Chaivanumanta, Cha Vishasta, Kraya Vikriyi, Samskarta, Chopaharta, Cha Khada Khadakaschasta Ghatakaha. So there are 8 type of Ghatakas, the killers, in those who involved in engage in this himsa, in this violence. They are one who kills it, the one who permits or supports the killing, the one who pairs or rinds, that means cuts, chops, or skins that animal, and the one who buys it, the one who sells it, and the 6th one is the one who cooks and seasons it, and the 7th one is the one who offers it, and the 8th, that means they serves it, and the 8th one is the one who actually eats it. So if one says that I'm just eating it, I'm not killing it, you are part of that eight gatakas. If one says I'm just selling it, somebody kills it, somebody eats it, I'm not eating it, I'm not a meat eater, I'm just selling it, I'm buying it or selling it, I'm just cooking it. All those things, they are all part of this. Okay, they are all part of this gatakas. So hanta chaivanumanta cha vishasta kraya samskarta chopaharta cha Kadaka, Shasta, Gataka. So those are the 8 Gatakas. They are the 8 killers. Again, slaughter of these 3. Again, the slaughter of an animal is of 3 kinds. Dhanena kraya kridanti bhakshanena cha kadaka. Gatako vadabhandya bhyam ityanyasya trivido vadaha. So the slaughter of an animal is of 3 kinds. The one who buys it, kills it by paying the price. The one who eats it, kills it by eating it, and the one who kills it by uh, by binding or striking and things like that, one kills it. So like this, there are different types of killers and slaughterers that's mentioned in the Puranas, and similarly as Madhu Saraswati in his Bhashya also explains Kritakarita Anumodita. So the one who committed by oneself, one who caused, or one who supported or assisted these things. So that's again buying, selling, or chopping, or uh, skinning, or seasoning, or cooking, and all those offering, serving, all those things are supporting probably. Okay, they are all in the supportive role. They are not eating. They are not actually killing. They are literally, they're not killing, so they are, but they are the Ghatakas, they are the killers of that. So one who does not injure any physically or mentally or verbally attains the greatest place, that is devoid of old age and death. That means the one who wishes for moksha should not injure another one physically, mentally, or verbally. Again, himsa is includes both physical and mental, or verbal himsa. So the one who takes vegetables, roots, fruits, maintains the vow of brahmacharya, attains the greatest place. If a man is devoted to violence, he does not get any benefit of any karmas that he performs, any shastra, even if it performed as per shastra, such a person does not get. So again, Vyasa says that one may perform severe penance for 100 years, another is compassionate and strictly follows non-violence, ahimsa. Of these two, the one who is compassionate is the better one. So even the 100 years penance is not as good as the one who follows ahimsa. So that's why ahimsa is second. Again, it is important that humans are not built to eat meat. If any meat eating animal, whether it's a cat or a lion or any other animal you take meat eating, they have these canines very long and sharp, and they are built for that. And every other animal that eats another animal, okay, a carnivorous one, they have a digestive system that that eats that animal as it is, so raw animal, right, without cooking. But humans, if we eat raw meat, it causes a lot of health issues. Okay, we are not built for that. We are built for vegetarian food, but things have changed. Things not just now. Meat eating has been there for a long time. I'm not saying it's been there for I'm saying it's been there for a very long time, because we see instances everywhere. Okay, even in Puranas there is mention. For example, Pandavas, when they were in forest, we see that all the four Pandavas, Yudhishthira, staying in the ashrama, but the other four going in four direction and hunting deer and feeding all the brahmanas and everybody in that forest who were there with Yudhishthira. Right, so we see that, and even we used to Rajasuya sacrifice, we see that there were meat offering and things like that. That's again, as here Madhusudan Saraswati in his bhashya says, himsa means ashastriya pranivado himsa. So the himsa means it is ashastriya, anything that's done against the shastra. So then is there a shastra allowed in the shastras? Yes. So there are ways where animals are killed as sacrifice and they are offered to either Pitrus or Bhagavan and then eaten. There is no sin attached to that. Okay, so the question might be coming. So Pandavas did that. What does that mean? So that means they are going through the Shastriya method. So how they are offering and then how they are eating all those things, that is the Shastriya method. But then there is also in Mahabharata, when we go into, I think, in the Shanti Parva, there is a question Yudhishthira himself asks Bhishma, what is this, why this meat eating is there? And Bhishma at that time clearly responds saying that meat eating should be is not part of the Shastras originally, but there was a long drought, and at that time, then all the rishis and everybody went to Brahman saying, what should we eat, what should we sacrifice, and what should we eat? At that time, Brahma said, use aja. So aja is again, aja normally means in the sacrifices, aja is the very old, normally in the sacrifices, the grains that's offered in the fire, it's not a fresh rice or grain or anything. So it is not just taken from the field and then immediately offered in sacrifice. It is the aja. That means it does not grow back. So it is at least 3 years old, minimum 3 years old. Okay, so it is such a rice and things that's used in the sacrificial offerings. But aja also means goats. Okay, so here Brahma says that because you don't have any more grains, use aja, which also means the goats, so sacrifice them and eat. So Brahma says that, and from that point, it became Bhishma explains that from that point it became meat eating became normal as part of the Shastra. It is allowed through that method. So then again, it is very clear there is different stages. Okay, so there is one who says who does not eat meat. That is the very good supreme state. If one has to go for attain to look for moksha and things like that, then one has to abstain from meat eating. That is the supreme state, highest. Then there is a second state, which is where one eats meat, but that is killed and sanctified as per the Shastras. Okay, so that is sanctified like that. Then there is third category who just eats meats, and again in the middle category where one eats this kind of things. It is as per the Shastras, and also there is a set of animals. Only certain animals can be eaten. Not every animal or bird or things like that can be eaten, or fish or things like that. There are only certain things that can be eaten. Only those are allowed as per the Shastras. Then there is the lowest category, which means they eat everything and they don't follow any Shastra or any procedures or anything as said in the Shastras. So in Mahabharata, again, we see, for example, in the Vanaparva, right? So Markandeya Samasya Parva, there is a story of a meat seller, for example, right? So a Brahmana going to a meat seller and asking him about Dharma and what is the sins and attached to that, and what is the karma impact, and all those kind of things him asking. So Markandeya Samasya Parva. So in the Vanaparva. So that there itself, it is clear example that in those days as well, there were meat sellers. It is not just somebody killing and eating, there were sellers as well. So this meat killing, selling, eating has been there, but Shastras also say those who aim for the supreme thing, they should avoid these things. Okay, so everything, just like we looked at everything, whether it is next comes, okay, Satya, Asteya, and all those Brahmacharya, and all those kind of things. Anything you say Shastras said this is good, this is what you should do, and this is what you should not do. Okay, so here again, it's saying that Ahimsa, not eating meat, is the best thing, is the one should follow. The second option, probably in Shastra, some places, again, Brahma gave that meat eating option when there is a continuous drought for many hundreds of years. Okay, when there was nothing, no grains left to eat. At that time, as an exception, he gave, but that became the norm. Okay, so that became normal method for everyone. But that still continued, and that's still mentioned in the Shastra, for example, in the Shraddhas and things like that. There are certain animal meat is mentioned as the best thing to offer to the Brahmanas. So that again, there are, if you come across those things when reading Puranas or listening to Puranas, don't be surprised, because it is said in the Shastras as well. But that's not the best option, right? For Brahmanas or anybody, it is not, meat eating is not the best option. Best option is to Ahimsa, not eating any of that. But if one wishes to eat, then it has to be sanctified and certain things only are allowed and things like that. Then the lowest of low is the one who eats anything and everything and without any injunctions, without any procedures and things like that. So that's Ahimsa. Just on that, eating the meat which is sanctified by the Shastras, killed as per the Shastras, there is one thing that needs to notice. There are restrictions as per the Dharma Shastras, with all the rules and prohibitions or procedures, everything that depends on various things, who you are, the timing, and all those kind of things. So just like here, there are some restrictions based on the time. Okay, say for example, this meat eating is prohibited, or the killing, sacrificial animal sacrifices and killing animals for the sacrifices is prohibited in Kali Yuga. Okay, so that is the Yuga Dharma in Kali Yuga. Parashara Smriti says that in Kali Yuga, animal sacrifice is prohibited. So just like there are various other things prohibited, for example, niyoga is prohibited. Niyoga is marriage or having children through another person when husband cannot. Okay, the married husband either died or cannot, like for example, died in the case, for example, uh, birth of Dhritarashtra, Pandu, Vidura, right? Through Vidura, through Vyasa. So that's one way. Another one is when husband cannot, the child cannot be born through husband. Like for example, in the case of Pandu, the Pandavas, the five of them born through Indra and others, so they were born like that. Yama, Vayu, Indra, and things like Ashwini Devatas. Or a similarly example is Kalmashabada, wife getting birth, child through Vasishta. So through Brahmana or through going to brother-in-law and things like that, the child may be, one may have the child, but that's again, that child is considered as the legitimate child of the husband. So, but those methods that are allowed in the Shastras have some restrictions. In some of those things have restrictions. Just like that, those things are not allowed in Kali Yuga. Similarly, just like that, animal sacrifices, the killing of animals for offering to devatas or to homas and things like that is prohibited as per the Parashara Smriti. It is prohibited in Kali Yuga. So in Kali Yuga, if one is eating meat, saying that this is offered to already sanctified, it's offered to devatas, that's not allowed. Offering itself is not allowed. So that's why there is no such options. The only option, we had three options. The middle one is eating as per the Shastras, killing and then eating as per the Shastras. That's not allowed in Kali Yuga. So left with only two, either eat it and don't follow any of the Shastras. It's against the Shastras. So live life like that, or don't eat it. So there is only two options. Just wanted to clarify that.